I don't know if there's a golden rule. I can tell you this, that I believe anything is possible.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Famous movie star and ex-professional wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson explains just how much you should believe in what you are doing. He tells the Los Angeles Lakers that we should find something we really believe in and pursue that goal no matter what. We can do whatever we want, we should have a good time doing it too, but we need to put in the necessary work. Even though it was beyond his means, Johnson spent a lot of money on a Rolex watch because that is what he had always viewed successful people to do. He also decided to become a movie star, even though he was unsure of whether he would be successful.
Had no money, so I remember that. I got cut from Canada. I had $7 in my pocket, and I always tell that story.
But he still believed in himself. Johnson urges us to keep moving forward when life gets difficult. We must believe in ourselves when we fail. Johnson has proven that anything is possible as long as we believe in it and put in the corresponding effort.
I said, God, let me see how much money I got. The first thing I splurged on, so when I was a kid, 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, in my mind, what it meant to be successful, it was a Rolex watch. So there was such a valuable lesson out of this. So I thought for years, oh wait, every successful man has a Rolex watch and has diamonds in it. So when I finally was making a little bit of money, and this was in 1999, and I thought, okay, and this, by the way, I was still living in an apartment, paying monthly rent, but again, so I thought, this is it, I'm gonna splurge, and I went and I got myself a Rolex, and I wore it. At that time I was wrestling. I wore it in the ring, not for a match, but I was doing an interview in the ring. I have today, yes, and that, well, but in this, yes, this time in my life, yes, because there was a time where I wasn't quite too sure if I was confident enough as to the why and why it was happening and what am I doing, because it wasn't very systematic. It wasn't, not like I had a big blueprint, because there really wasn't a blueprint for me to follow when I came from wrestling to Hollywood. There wasn't a, oh look, just do it like that other black Samoan guy did it and you're gonna be great. That time, the biggest movie stars in the world were George Clooney. This idea and this notion that you could be anything you want, you can accomplish anything you want, right? We hear that. You've heard that from the time you were little boys. You hear that now. You're already incredibly accomplished. You can win an NBA championship, MVP of the league. You could become president. You could become governor. You could be in entertainment. You could do Charles, or you could do Shaq. You could do that. You could do whatever you want to do. You guys know that. The thing that has worked for me is to remember the hard times. So, and I'm sure you guys all have your processes, and again, I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. So before a big movie comes out, before, back in the days when I was wrestling with WWE, a WrestleMania match, anything big that would happen, I would always take a moment, and I'd just remind myself, I was evicted when I was 14. We were kicked off the island, we couldn't live in Hawaii, had no place to live, and I always tell that story. So now my production company is $7, advertising agency is $7, everything is $7. So I always remember that. What helps me is to keep the hard times in the front of my mind, because it allows me to go into these big moments that I've worked my ass off, and you guys have worked your ass off. It allows me to go into these big moments with a different perspective. It feels seamless because you prepared for so long, but it's just like you guys prepping for a game. That's the fun part. That's what it's like. It's fun, man. People are paying their hard-earned dollars to come see you. They're cheering, they're going bananas, they're booing the shit out of you or on the road. That's fun. That's what you live for. I mean, that's the juice right there. The prep is where the character is made. And I just don't mean the character I play, I mean the character in here. So for me, the prep is getting with the director, getting with the producers, getting with the writers, so in essence, it's like getting with all your coaches and your different position coaches and all the meetings that you have to have, right? So that's the work you put in. The key for me was, where does it start? What's the anchor? What's the anchor? So I could have all these ambitions and you guys have all these ambitions, which is great. It's important. I'll play this role, you'll play that role. I'll execute this thing and it'll come out this summer. You guys will execute this thing during the summer, right, when it's time to really put in a lot more work. But the key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And the anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me, no one.
Just wanting to be heard, begging and pleading and praying for change. Where are you? Where is our compassionate leader who's going to step up to our country, who's down on its knees and extend a hand and say, you stand up, stand up with me. Stand up with me, because I got you. I got you. I hear you. I'm listening to you. And you have my word that I'm going to do everything in my power and until my dying day, my last breath, to do everything I can to create the change that is needed to normalize equality, because Black lives matter. I want to take a moment to thank the world. I want to take a moment right now to thank the world for standing up with us in our fight for equality, to normalize equality. I want to thank all these countries around the world. Incredible, inspiring, beautiful displays of solidarity.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing for more motivational videos.